rapporto con la musica. Your relationship with music.
Oh, right. Yeah. What specifically about me and music? Oh, well, that's for me to know. Yeah, I mean, I've been a musician all my life and a singer all my life, and it's always been a great source of inspiration for me, and something that I find very motivating and something that enriches me in every aspect of my life. So I released my own record last year, and or this year, I guess. And it's been just so wonderful to have music and filmmaking as a part of my life. And I think they feed into one another in a nice way.
It was on this movie when in the script, the character that Zooey plays, Allison, in the original script, it was written that she sings horribly, off-key, and that the songs are terrible. But when we cast Zooey, you know, she has such an amazing voice, and it made sense to sort of change that idea. And Zooey, we paired Zooey with this group, Von Iva, these girls, and basically they worked on these songs and co-wrote these songs and just created these original things, which were never that good in the script, and they just elevated them and made them amazing. And I think for me, one of the important parts of what Zooey brings musically to the movie is that it's a big thing of what brings Jim's character and Zoe's character together in the movie. They bond over music. I mean, when Jim goes to see her band for the first time in the movie, there are no words exchanged. He's just listening to her sort of tell about herself through these songs. And it's funny, but it's also strangely this sort of bonding experience. And also at the Hollywood Bowl when they sing together, it's just a big part of what they find attractive about each other.
And that wasn't supposed to be in the movie. That was a totally just Zooey and I playing, because we found ourselves on the stage of the Hollywood Bowl, kind of tripping on it and saying, you know, we're standing here in the kind of atmosphere that John Lennon left behind, you know, when he played there and all of that. And then, so you got to sing a Beatles song, you know, so we just started singing this Beatles song. And Peyton, sneaky man that he is, was rolling the cameras and told us afterwards, oh, you got that actually. It's kind of cool. So I didn't really know until I saw kind of one of the first cuts of the film that was actually in the film. It was just, it's real.
Buongiorno, sono Marzia Gandolfi di Due Lanci, una domanda per Jim Carrey. Nell'attimo fuggente il professor Keating di Robin Williams distingueva il ridere di dal ridere con. Mi chiedevo se poteva essere una distinzione utile per definire il comico e in generale per Jim Carrey che cos'è il comico e un comico. Grazie.
I think a comedian is one that is somebody who brings relief to people through common ground, through expressing a common feeling with them, and someone who appeals to the collective ego, who you know, in one way makes an audience feel superior almost to them, because they're willing to throw their ego aside and let themselves be seen as silly or vulnerable. When in my case it is not true at all. I'm superior in every way.
Roberto Lefrigio, Proiezioni Mentali, per il regista. Chi ha avuto la trovata adattando il romanzo di trasformare in un terrorista Jim Carrey, quindi che forse dire si diventa un terrorista e forse magari dal 20 gennaio prossimo avrà meno problemi a dire sì?
Well, it struck us that, you know, in the movie, Jim's character does a lot of very strange things all at once. You know, he learns how to fly a plane, and he learns how to speak Korean, and he signs up for PersianWifeFinder.com, and it occurred to us that there might be something funny in the idea that that would arouse suspicion if somebody were doing all these things. So we have a scene in the movie where
It's not hard to arouse suspicion these days.
Exactly. It made sense that that might put him on the government's radar. And it'll be interesting to see how that changes in January, or if it changes at all. But it just struck us as something funny, you know, just a funny idea for a situation to put his character in as a possible negative result of embracing this yes philosophy.
If you ask for a second bag of nuts on an airplane, you're a terrorist. So, it's scary out there.
Buongiorno, Annalisa Fadini. Volevo chiedere a Jim Carrey quanto è difficile per lui entrare in un personaggio e quanto è difficile uscirne. E qual è stato per lui il personaggio più difficile da abbandonare? Stavo pensando a Truman Show, ma non so se è esatto.
Well, you know, it's kind of almost like, I mean, there are adjustments that you have to make, and if you have to do an accent, or if you have to, you know, create a background for your character, those are all important things to do. Pardon me, but you're free. Okay, and those are all important, but you know, I think that the roles they find you. The roles find you at the right time. It's the perfect dance partner for you at the perfect time. You know, I find I do end up doing movies that I can't not do. So when I did Eternal Sunshine, for instance, I was brokenhearted. So that part was perfect for me. You know, Michel Gondry sat with me and said, "Oh, you're beautiful." I said, well, we're not shooting for another year. He says, I love this pain. I love the pain. The pain is beautiful. Like that, I said, but it's a year away. And he said, don't get well. Please don't get well. You know? And, so in fact, I was getting well, but I was able to open the wound again. But it was pretty fresh. I don't think I could do Eternal Sunshine the same way now, because I don't have that at the forefront of my psyche, you know. But Yes Man came along at the perfect time, because I wanted to put something positive out into the world, and I felt that way, and I was engaging in life in that way, and I felt like, you know, this is a good thing, and I understood the character who hides away as well. So it was perfect for me. It's really like, you know, being attracted to a woman. In a crowded room, you see one person who somehow stands out to you, and that's the one you should dance with, you know?
In attesa della tua domanda, volevo fare una domanda a Jim. Allora, è la tua prima volta a Roma per presentare un film, come ti senti e come ti sentiresti a fare un film con Roberto Benigni?
I'm afraid he would crawl all over me. No, it would be wonderful. I think he's a fantastic talent. I think he's beautiful, beautiful, wonderful soul. And I've met him a couple of times, and I've been struck by his you know, his pure joy and pure love of life, and his openness and his friendliness, and he's a lovely man. So I'd love to do work with him. He's very talented too. He's extremely talented, amazing. Yeah. And you know, as far as being in Italy, you can't go wrong with that. It's a good place to be. There's just beauty everywhere you look, and the food is wonderful, and the people are great. It's a beautiful place to be. You know, we're very lucky. We felt very lucky coming here today. It looks excellent from the car. Now, we did get out on the balcony, so it's excellent. I have been here before. You can't go wrong with Michelangelo. You know?
Sono Laura Mancini di Area del Casting. Volevo chiedere, siccome ho notato che nel trailer del film ci sono una serie di bambini che dicono no, no, no a qualsiasi cosa, volevo chiedere a Jim, secondo lui come mai, anche se dice che ha facilità a dire sì piuttosto che no, ma come mai la maggior parte delle persone ha questo istinto di negazione? Cosa lo porta? La paura, la diffidenza, l'igrizia?
I think it's a basic fear of becoming involved in things, because then you're stuck with the responsibility. And it's also a fear of being seen. You know, I think all of us feel a little broken in certain ways. So when you get the invite to go to the social event, a lot of times you don't go because you don't want people to see that you have some pain or something going on. And there's the other side of it that you may get involved in something, you have to work hard to hold up your end of the responsibility, you know. So I find that more people though say no kind of in secret ways and in kind of like, you know, kind of odd, you know, hidden ways. They avoid, you know, I notice certainly that in, you know, in USA, people kind of avoiding responsibility or whatever. So I call it, you know, it's instead of United States of America, I call it the United States of avoidance. You know, when I'm thinking of myself, you know, I live in the United States of avoidance, kind of like trying to get out of responsibility, you know.
Ti volevo fare una domanda